Hey, welcome back. One take meals. Today I am having mushrooms and French bread. So I put 3 tablespoons of butter in my medium pan, and I'm going to melt that down on medium. All this stuff, shredding the Parmesan cheese, cutting up the green onion, cutting up the mushrooms, slicing my bread the way I want it. I'm having rounds today instead of having a segment cut open like a hoagie. I'm having it in rounds like bruschetta because that's what I want today. Yeah. And I'm using my trusty spatula. This was a gift. Well, it was a prize, actually, for having the best cookie. There was a year I almost got best and worst because I forgot to refrigerate the cookie dough before I put it in the oven, and the cookies spread and merged into one giant flat super crispy cookie. So I crumbled it up and called it cookie granola. But yeah, that was almost just so sad. I was in tears. Almost. But I saved the day. You would never know. Anyway. So I'm going to get the butter melted. I like it to be wholly melted and sizzling a little bit before I put the mushrooms in. I hope that Walmart's holiday mug game is better this year. Only one of the 4 mugs that I bought last year survived. And it's got a chip. And before you say, don't put it in the dishwasher, I don't have a dishwasher. So, there's that. Alright, the butter's fully melted. I am using salted butter. But in this first initial round, I am still going to sprinkle a little bit of pink salt, which is what I like. You can use whatever you want. Careful with the table salt, though. I'm a very visual chef, I guess. And I find it hard to work with table salt. So I'm sprinkling these in. I'm right at medium, right? So this is hot enough to melt. I'll get better at this, y'all, I promise. But you'll get to be here on the journey. All right, so I'm going to stir it around, make sure they all get a good coating. And this was, I think, an 8-ounce packet of Baby Bellas. And I just sliced them, took the stems off. If today were Sunday and I had tomorrow off, I probably would have saved the stems. But it's not Sunday and I have to work tomorrow. So I'm not making mushroom stock on a work night. That's just not happening. So I just decided that I'm going to use a combination of chicken bouillon, which I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. So you'll want a powdered bouillon if you're going to go this way. A cube is not gonna, it's not gonna happen. But the powdered bouillon is plenty salty. and it'll save you a step later. I'm a big fan of things that save you a step later. Like if you use powdered bouillon and you add it at the salt stage, you get a lovely roasted flavor. And you don't have to, it will be warm, and when you add the water in, it'll dissolve better. So, it was about 3-4 grinds. With no powder, I might have done 5 or 6. So about half. And I'm going to give it a stir. Make sure everything is coated. So you can already see the mushrooms are starting to wilt a little bit. That's delightful. That's exactly what we want. And see, this one hasn't really had enough contact with the heat. So that's what we're doing. The pile will continue to get smaller. When they all are sort of wilted at the same rate, right? Organized. Then I will add a pinch of garlic and a sprinkle of lemon pepper. Again, it's because that's what I like. Lemon pepper's so good, though. I adore lemon pepper. Do I have capers? I might want to add capers, y'all. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I have a jar of capers. I do have a jar of capers. So this is totally optional, but if you're me, you will look for every opportunity to add capers. It's too soon. But yay, capers! So I'm definitely going to dial it back. In fact, I'm going to skip the Tony's. I'm just going to use lemon pepper and capers and salt. Like, that's what we're doing today. We're going to be a little subdued. Which I know, it's not my usual. But these mushrooms are so gorgeous. And they smell so amazing. I'm really trying to make sure that I do just exactly the minimum to bring out their beautiful earthiness. Like, you can smell them. They smell like mushrooms, I guess. I don't know. Listen, I never thought I'd be the kind of person that waxes poetic about mushrooms, but here we are. I feel like this is the second time that I've been here during mushroom season. I haven't gone mushrooming. I have recently discovered, though, that any effort I put forth whatsoever makes my brain convinced that I'm running a marathon. So I can't really hike uphill. Well, I can, but slowly and gently. Alright. So you can see how they're shrinking. I have to just keep shrinking. I'm going to add some garlic. Which, this is my garlic. I'm the only one that uses it. I stick my fingers right in it. I do not care. You do you, though. I do find if you want to use a spoon, that a baby food spoon works really well. And you can get those at Dollar General, the 5-quarter store. Literally anywhere that sells stuff, you can get tiny spoons. So, yeah. It's about, I don't know, I feel like that's about a teaspoon, so that's 2. tablespoon-ish. You know, until your ancestors tell you it's enough. Until the spirit of your mama says, all right, hot. That's good. Until your noni says, stop. Till the Oma says, halta. Anyway, you get the point. So I'm incorporating the garlic. Just giving this a stir. It takes a minute for mushrooms to be done. That's their beauty. And I'm doing all of this on medium heat. So it's a gentle heat. I'm going to bring the butter for my bread over here so it can warm. Because I want to be able to spread it. Because I'm not putting the bread in the oven. I want the pillowy softness of the bread to stay intact. So I'm getting a plate. So, this is my bread. 4 thickish slices. Getting over a little allergies here. Alright, giving this a stir. I think we're ready for lemon pepper now. I'm just going to add a little sprinkle. A sprinkle. I might have to go get a tiny spoon for the capers because I don't want to pour out too many. Dear Lord, I love capers. I'm always looking for an excuse to put capers in things. Maybe I'll do chicken and capers. No, that's not what I plan to do next, so I'm not going to do that yet. I'll sprinkle this lemon pepper on. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. You might notice I have a lot of Penzies. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, first and foremost, being they're so good. They're just really a top-notch, high-quality spice brand. Number two, at any given moment, a good 2/3 of their website is on sale. Number three, just before Christmas, they will sell gift cards, $50 gift cards for $35. So I'll buy 1 or 2. This year I hope to buy 3. And then I will, in a flurry, buy a bunch of random specialty things. Then I will patiently wait for sales. Now, the reason I like this so much is because they sell these little teeny jars of stuff you might not use a lot of. Although I used way more of this than I thought. Next time I'll buy a big jar. So you can get little tiny testers, which I adore because I'm picky about my seasoning blends. I also like Penzies because even the ones that contain salt are not painfully salty to me. So, I'm real glad I took it easy on the salt because capers are very salty. God, caper butter would be so good. And here's the thing. I'm not fancy, okay? This pack of mushrooms was $1.99. I buy discount butter, and you heard how I get my seasonings, right? The capers are from work because a long time ago they had a dish that included capers. and they don't have that dish anymore. So now I have a jar of capers, which is awesome, and it reminds me I need to buy more capers. Or offer to buy the case. Like, I'm okay with having a jar, but I would feel some kind of way about taking a case. Even if they're not using the case, I would still feel some kind of way about it. Anyway. And I'm going to get a baby spoon to put some capers in. Some capers. This is literally from Dollar Tree. And it exists specifically to get capers out of the jar for me. Now, like I said, I am cuckoo for capers, so I'm going to do 3 spoons. If you are not really cuckoo for capers, I don't know if you wanted to. You do you. Or you can skip the capers entirely. The other thing it is important for you to realize about me before you come for me about the salt content in this. This is one of the few capers and pickles and cheese. Just about the only way I can tolerate the amount of salt that I require. Okay, so I just had a fully certified doctor of medicine sign off on my Monster recovery habit. So, no, Monster Reserve. It's not recovery, is peach tea and whatever, and I don't care for that. All right, now remember how we put the chicken broth in? I'm going to add just a little bit of water to this, and I'm going to cover for just long enough for me to butter my bread. What did I do with the lid? Well, I guess we're not doing that because I lost the lid. I'm going to turn this down to low then. I'm just going to use my trusty Lego cup. And that's it. See how it's just enough liquid to cover the bottom of the pan. And then we remember how I live in a lopsided mountain town. And we watch as I get everything over into the liquid. Now we're just going to get everything into the liquid. That's what we want. Because we don't want it to stick and we don't want it to dry out. So we're just going to work with the natural contours of our lives. Okay? It's not my fault that the house is crooked. It's not even my landlord's fault that the house is crooked. Okay? I want to be clear on that. The house was built in 1891. And that was a long time ago. So, while this simmers, I'm going to go get a butter knife. I'm going to turn this back up just a weensy bit. So, I am right on the border of low and medium. And I'm going to go butter my bread. That is going to happen off camera. Put my bowl over there because it's almost ready. I'm going to have to get some background music or something. Because I just realized how long it's been silent. Just mushrooms sizzling. Which, I mean, that's what it would be for... Well, no, I would have music playing. But I don't want to get in trouble for copyright violations or anything like that. So I'll find some royalty-free music somewhere. Okay. I see a good amount. That liquid has disappeared down. We're going to give this a stir. Now, at the very, very end, I'm going to turn this up to pretty high. Okay? Because I want to evaporate some of this, and I want a little char. Just little, just little. So I'm flattening this out. Okay. I'm being prissy so that I don't have to fool with it once I get the temperature up. All right, there we go. I'm turning this up to medium-high. And I'm sprinkling a little bit of green onion in it now, because I want it to take on a little bit of that oniony, that cooked, sauteed onion taste. But I am also saving a lot for the end. And I'm putting a little bit of parm right now. Just a little bit. Like, oh God, that's the money shot. So I took a picture of that. Just rotating the pan, right? Working with the environment I have. This smells really good. All right. Look how lovely. Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm turning the fire off. And voila, mushrooms. I'm gonna finish it off with a little more parm. And then I'm gonna eat this out of a bowl with some bread on the side. So, bon appetit.